Austin, Texas, the latest city to defund their police department with a vote to cut $150 million. But over in Houston, they're boosting the budget, and the department there now hiring 400 diverse officers.
So isn't serving the community more important than serving a political agenda? Houston Police Officers Union President Joe Gamaldi is here with more. Good morning. It is good to see you.
Good morning. Thanks for having me on.
Of course. So it seems like what's going on in Houston is pretty rare right now. Tell us what's going on and why.
Well, I think what you're seeing is a mayor and most of city council that is actually listening to the real community, our business owners, our families, not the, mobs that seem to be going around and taking over our cities. They understood that we're 1,500 police officers short in Houston. Our response times are through the roof. It takes us a minute longer to get to aggravated assaults, murders, robberies in progress. Our murder rate is through the roof. We're up over 30%. So I think they listened. And what the community was saying is, we don't want less police officers. We want more. We want to be able to feel safe when we take our kids to school. We want to be able to go to the park. And we're not going to be able to do these types of things if we start defunding and taking away money from our police departments. And frankly, it's what the people want. A recent Pew Research poll said that 73% of Americans want their police budgets to stay the same or actually go up. In a Quinnipiac poll, over 81% of people said they don't want to dismantle or defund their police departments. And 77% of people said that they thought the police officers in their community are doing a good job. So frankly, at least we listen to the hardworking, law-abiding people in our community.
Well, Joe, some of your fellow Texans there in Austin would disagree with you. Here is what the mayor tweeted on what he calls the justice budget. Quote, "This is the most forward-looking budget in memory. This is the budget where we launch our future as a fairer, more just, more equitable, more universally accessible city." But what message does the Houston move send to cities like Austin? In other words, hiring 400 diverse officers as opposed to cutting the budget?
Well, I think obviously the Houston message is in stark contrast to the kangaroo courts of the city councils of Seattle and Austin. Austin's cutting $150 million from their budget, which is almost a third. Crime is through the roof in Austin. I was just there with my daughters the other day on 6th Street, and people are defecating in the street. Nobody even wants to go there and visit. It's a complete joke. And all they're doing is listening to the mob. They're not listening to the community, because even in Seattle and Austin, polling showed that their own community did not support defunding these police officers. And it's funny when they talk about that they're trying to make it more equitable for the community and that they want to help disadvantaged communities and they want to do all these types of things. A recent Gallup poll said that 81% of Black Americans wanted more police officers in their neighborhood. And as we see these violent crime spikes in all of our major cities, which communities are hurt the most statistically? The victims of these crimes are Black and brown communities.
And that's what the numbers show, Joe.
About that? Why is no one talking about the thousands of murder victims that we have this year in our major cities that are of our Black and brown communities? We need to have that conversation, but I guess it doesn't fit with everybody's narrative.
There you go. I mean, that's the argument you're hearing a lot.